Welcome to Sacred Conversations, a space where we came together to share beautiful ideas, insights for your personal development and spiritual journey. We are inviting you to stay with us with presence and write down everything that's coming up. We are here in this space together with you. So join us in this beautiful conversation.
Welcome everyone, Namaste. I'm Unieta Sandra, your host in these Sacred Conversations. I'm super excited because we are still in Ubud, Bali, still here in the same beautiful place, recording our sessions. As I mentioned before, the purpose with this podcast, this conversation, is to bring in front of you beautiful people from Bali now, from Ubud, that are spiritual teachers, healers, and they can share this beautiful message that they have with us, with me, with you, and also give us some practical tips how to embrace the spiritual insights to live a more practical life. Because as I mentioned in previous episodes, it's a disconnection sometimes between the spiritual world and our day-by-day world. So my mission is to create this sacred union, to see how we are all spirit, how we can combine the elements, how we can come back to the earth, to the sun, to our ancestors, to our gifts, and then live with this awareness, live in this state of awareness and fulfill our mission, our soul mission. So today I have this beautiful lady, Sandra, which I had the pleasure to go to her sessions in Ubud. So I really enjoyed. So that's why I wanted to invite her today to share with us her story and a little bit from her gifts at the end. Maybe she can do something practical for us. And we'll see how the conversation flow. But at the beginning, as I ask in every one of my guests, I have this question. How your spiritual journey started, how your path to remembering started, because now we are here in front of the people like this, I know who we are, like teachers, embodying our spiritual gifts, but we all started from somewhere, right? So I wanted to tell us your story. What's your story, Sandra?
Yes, thank you first for inviting me to your beautiful space and to your podcast. I'm very happy to be here and to share a little bit about my experience, and maybe I can inspire you to do the same, to walk your path and activate your unique soul's frequency. And yeah, my path started, I think, 9 years ago, when I had from the outside everything I wanted to receive. So I worked in real estate, and I had a beautiful flat in Munich, and also a partner, and everything from the outside was looking so good. But I felt that I feel so empty inside of me, and that everything what I once wished that this comes true doesn't fulfill me, and that I even don't know who I am. So I was going out every day, very in beautiful clothes, and going to expensive location to have dinner. But I felt, oh no, I want to, because every time I have to walk, I lived in Munich, and every time I have to walk to cross a river, and on the other side there were nature, and everything was so beautiful. And also something, every time when I was walking into the city, was drawing me. So, oh no, I want to be wild and running in the nature. But then I was going to the restaurant and doing what I have to do. So yeah, but I felt very sad also, and very empty. And this was the moment when I realized, okay, something is not working like it should work, because I'm totally empty and I don't know who I am.
Wow, this is you enter directly in this profound thing that I think many people can relate it to your story. How many times we are going to the restaurants, fancy restaurants, and we are ordering the fancy dinner, and the fancy dinner is coming, and then the fancy glass of wine is coming. We are enjoying it, the taste, right? Our mouth actually it's enjoying it, but our soul is like, I don't need this. Maybe what will make me happy, it's a partner or a person that can really sees me. Maybe a better thing will be to grab the food and go and eat in the forest. Maybe this is what my soul wants. But how can we make a difference between what our soul wants and what our mind is telling us? Because we are going to the fancy restaurant. Why?
Yeah.
Because the mind is, no, go to the fancy restaurants. Look, all your friends are going there. Look how many check-ins are there.
Yeah.
Right? Go to the fancy restaurant. But your soul wants to go to the to the forest. And then I can share a small story about this connection between mind and heart. Mind and heart. I think I mentioned it before, but my mind used to tell me like meditate in a still pose, because this is the way it's done, and my soul was like dance, 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 you know. And then I was like, no, I cannot listen to you. Like my mind is telling me stay still. So then I started dancing, and I felt how my energy unlocked. But it took me, I think, 2 years.
Yeah.
And it was such a small thing. I was just keep hearing dance, dance, dance. I don't know how to explain, like hearing or feeling it, that my body needs to dance, but I just kept ignoring it. So, but no, this is not me who is dancing. So even when our soul, even that if we are able to listen to our soul, why we are not let ourselves be guided by our soul?
Yeah, you mentioned it. These are the little impulses. So we receive these little impulses our whole life, but we ignore them because it does not fit in our life, or maybe there is something. Because when I think I was also a very young mother, so I get my child when I was 19. And I was totally in the fight and flight modus, because I have to done so many things and fit into the system and be a superwoman. And I didn't have time to really go into these little impulses, because I think 15 years ago I received it was like a short vision or an insight that at one point I will be live in Bali.
Oh wow!
And I have never been in Bali. I was never traveling because I was a young mom and just doing my things. And but this was a little impulse, and in this moment it feels so big. But then I lost it and go through all the years. But we already know because we get these little impulses, and when we get it at some point our whole energy expand. And this is also the sign when our soul is talking to us. We are feeling in this moment expansion, but suddenly it's where we are in our paths, but it is so overwhelming, because our soul is guiding us to places and spaces in the unknown, and we were so conditioned to build safety with a job, safety with a flat, safety with the people around in the relationship. But we are only safe if we are with us, with our soul, and in the unknown. And these are the little impulses. And at some point I could not ignore my impulses, because I remembered one moment when I went to the office and I was sitting in my car and was driving into the parking place. And then it was in the morning, then I went out from the car, and suddenly I get this voice, it was like a voice. So you're living a lie. This is not your life. And this voice was there and getting so strong. Every day I start hearing this voice: you're living a lie, your life is a lie, this is not who you are. And this was also 9 years ago. And also, then I was sitting in the fancy restaurant, and I also was drinking alcohol and all these beautiful drinks and look so pretty, and we're laughing, but it's not real. It's just from the outside having a good evening, but it's not something which feels fulfilled. That's why we are drinking more and drinking more, because in this moment, everything is so funny, because we are escaping from something, because we already know this is not our life. And we all know when we drink alcohol, and the next day we're getting up and we feel totally empty. And this is also the biggest sign. Every time when we feel empty, we are lost our path with our soul. And I think the most important sign that when our soul is talking, is this expansion, and we get energy in this moment. We know this is the truth.
Yes. But then you know what your soul is whispering to you. So you hear the voice, but you are afraid to follow. And you mentioned very well that we are afraid because we want safety. right? So this is the first thing that appears when you hear the whispers like, no, I cannot change my whole life because I will lose my safety net, my house, my car, my partner, my. And then you mentioned that you are safe with yourself in unknown. Basically, this is the definition on unsafety, right? You mentioned that this is the definition of safety. But I can share a short story that all my life I was looking for partners that will make me feel safe. I wasn't able to create this safety that you are mentioning for myself, and I know so many women that are in the same situation like me. We are very for us, safety I think is the most important thing. But let's explain this. So I was looking for a partner that will make me feel safe, and with each partner I felt more unsafe. Because in this need of mine of feeling safe, I was becoming so controlling. Like, please stay with me, don't go where I'm going. But not because I was jealous. I didn't care. Like, I was not a jealousy. It was my safety. I don't know. I was thinking that he's there to protect me. I don't know from what. I was thinking that he's there to protect me for... It was a fear that was created by my mind. Because actually it was nothing outside that I needed to be protected from. But I saw them like, no, stay with me, don't go, where I go. And during the night, I remember that during the night, the same role, no, sleep with me, stay here, you need to protect me the whole night.
Oh, yeah.
But then I had a separation, and I started working of creating my own safety. And it started with my body. Actually, I started to say myself words. You are safe here. I started do some embodiment practices to create more safety. Then I discovered that what I was feeling unsafe was my mind, because I was having these patterns of thinking that were negative.
Yeah.
So I was observing my negative patterns and said, "Hey, this is what makes me feel unsafe, my mind." Then this is what makes me feel unsafe, all the emotions that are trapped in my body from the past. So I will work with them and release them and create safety in my body. And then what's next? Another thing was my power. This is what makes me feel unsafe. My power is too big and I don't know how to hold it. Let's work with this. So instead of looking for a partner, I did the hard work. So how is this for you?
Yeah, I think this is also a part of our how we were conditioned, and not only in this life, it's for lifetimes before. So it's also generational, that we have to have a strong man next to us who is protecting us, and so we give our power away, because as a woman we are so powerful, like you mentioned, and we only have to learn to hold ourselves in this power. Because but this is of course easier to say than to do. But the first thing is always to see something is not right. I'm looking for something in the outside, but everything what we get in the outside is just the mirror. And if we are lacking the safety, then we will find someone who will also mirror us that we are not safe.
Yes.
And so this is a rhythm we repeat and repeat till this one moment when we start, okay, something is not working right. And then the best thing is coming to ourselves and see, okay, I'm a strong woman. Or even if I don't see yet that I'm a strong woman, that I will start to find my magic, to hold myself. So the best practical thing every time when we feel lost, just to hold ourselves, to breathe, to close the eyes, and maybe we remember how our mother was holding us, and just holding ourselves. And this is the first step to and like wiping from one side to the other. And we remember, because as a baby it was like our mother was holding us and we felt safe. So this is very I think there are so many little practical steps we can start to feel ourselves safe without having a partner. Because also when we are looking all the time for a partner, then we also want to fit in the system that nobody is talking about us, because it's still that we have to build a family, to have children at one age and have this partner, and this is how our life looks good and beautiful. But we women, we are here to what is the English name? I don't know, to step out of this system and invite at some point the men that they do the same, and we are the inviters to, but we can only invite if we have our power back and if we can hold ourselves. And then the king is coming because he recognizes you as a queen. And yeah, but this is all being in a loneliness. You only can find who you are and back to your power if you allow yourself to be alone and feel everything what is coming up. If you're sitting alone there and write it down. So for me, the most important practice, I think this was the first practice 9 years ago. I started journaling because I started hearing podcasts, and every time it was mentioned, start journaling. And then in the beginning, I did not know what should I journal. And then I was just download me some questions. And every morning before I went to the office, I was starting journaling. And then this little journaling became in the morning a whole ritual. And as a woman, we are so connected to rituals, to the flow. We need this because this is our nature. And this is also coming back in our safety, in our in our natural being as a woman, because we are in the system, and the system does not fit to us because we are flowy. At some points we are like this, like our period. We are inward, we are outward, we are creating like the nature. We are one with the nature, and we are pressing into a system that does not belong to us. That's why we feel so empty, and that's why we can't hold ourselves, because we are totally lost in this system, and we don't know who we are. But we are women. We are the one who are in between heaven and source, and we are here the creator to at the end invite the man that they come back to a natural rhythm of life. And the first thing to find the safety is building something for yourself to where you can cry, where you can release, like journaling, where you can take some affirmation cards and just do some magic for yourself.
Do some magic for yourself. And I see and I know so many women that are disconnected from this that you mentioned, the rituals, slow mornings, connection with Mother Earth, with Father Sky, with rivers, with waters, with body, and it's a lot of our sisters they are still operating from their mind, because, and also my background was difficult, and I know so many people that they are thinking like, okay, you can have your slow mornings and your meditation because you are in Bali. So you already reached at some point, you are allowing yourself, or you have enough money or something like that to spend your time in Bali, to have your slow morning. But look at me, I need to go to work 9 to 5. Like, it's an example, like people are doing this. I need to go to work 9 to 5. I don't have time. I don't have time for my slow mornings. When I'm having free time, I prefer to sleep or watch a movie or spend time on my phone. So what's your message for our dear sister that is listening to us and they don't have so much time, or their day is more it's coming more like, or the schedule is coming more from the mind than from the heart? What can they do to shift it?
Yes, first of all, I would say that your mind is telling you that you don't have time, because we were so conditioned to have the perspective on the lack. So what is not right, or what we don't have time for it, or all the things that we don't have. So this is like to shift our mind in this perspective that we create our time, and we just think that we are stuck in the system. But even if we have a 9 to 5 job, even we have children, we can take 5 minutes at the beginning to start with ourselves, and there will be 5 minutes. Maybe I also had a period, I think it was 2 years, because I worked in real estate and I want to look pretty all the time, and I took so many time in the bathroom to put all the makeup and mascara and my hair. I was what is the name? I was putting the waves away, then putting the waves down on the end. So all my routine from my outside, I think it took an hour. And then,
yeah. Takes a lot of time.
At one point when I felt, wow, when I do this 5 minutes in the morning, something is shifting. I don't know what, but then I stopped putting makeup. And so I think for 1 or 2 years I didn't put makeup on my face. I didn't make anything with my hair. So I was not looking like a messy, but I was feeling also not safe, because I never went outside of the house without makeup. And then I said, okay, I will go through it. And this is also a very strong process to come to your who you truly are, because you are pretending something with a mask. And yeah, you have time. So skip your makeup routine, so maybe only 5 minutes or something like this, and then you have 5 minutes more. So, and this is how you can make it to find the ways where you can build your time. So because your mind don't want you, and this is why your mind is telling you don't have time, because your mind always wants you to have you in your comfort zone and don't want you to expand, because everything what you are changing or what you are shifting is not safe. And this is also like not the truth, because your mind is telling you so often not the truth. And this is the moment when you say, okay, maybe I don't have time, but this is what my mind is saying. And I can find for myself, I can create maybe 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, because I enjoyed it so much. And then it was 1.5 hours. And even if I had a full-time job, I get up, I think at 5 and did my morning routine. Because this was also the moment when I was recharging from my energy and also from something greater. So yeah, we can find this is just a lie. So our mind is telling us, and we were conditioned to don't have time, but we have time for ourselves.
I love what you mentioned, that you were connecting with yourself and with something greater. Actually, when I started my path, I also started with journaling. I had actually a picture like with 10 notebooks on my desk. I was writing so much. And I think journaling helped me to heal, to heal my mind also, because I was keeping so many programming actually. And I remember one time I saw a video from Tony Robbins who was saying, when you took the decision to lead your life like this. And it was something for me. I remember exactly when I did the exercise in my notebook. It was, my decision was, when I start laughing because it's a funny decision. When I decided to dress ugly. Because I used to cover, now I'm covered my whole body because I'm wearing these precious clothes from made in Indonesia. But before in Romania, I used to cover my whole body and I was dressed in black because I was thinking that, stop laughing because I cannot focus. Because I was thinking that people around me, they can only consider me from my body, but they cannot see my value. They cannot see my internal value. So in order to make people seeing me from my internal values, I was dressing very ugly, like ugly completely. All my friends were saying that I'm dressed like a 16-year-old woman. So you can imagine, 16, I was already old. And so I started listening to this video from Tony Robbins, and he asked this question: when you took this decision that is reflecting now in your life? So I went back with my journaling and I saw how I was I was 14 or something, and I took the decision to protect myself from the boys in my class because I didn't want to I wanted to be safe, so I didn't want that boys from my class to look at me. So I dressed all the time like a boy. And I didn't change that. I kept the same pattern for such a long time, even that the pattern didn't represent me anymore. So with my notebook, I just said, when I took this, oh, I remember. Oh, how can I change it? And then the next question from Tony Robbins is, can you change it now? And I was writing in the journal, yes, I can change it. So from now on, I'm freeing myself for dressing ugly, and I'm safe with whatever I'm putting on me.
Yeah.
So I'm speaking because we as women, for us, it's very important, like the image.
Yeah.
What we are dressing in, how it's the makeup, how are the nails, and everything, the jewelries, and I love jewelries also. But also in Romania, and I can see how many of the people around me, they're so focused on this.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not okay to focus on it. You can focus, be dressed nicely, but make time also to focus on your internal values and internal world. Because if you are looking like a beautiful princess, but you are disconnected from your power, you are not feeling safe in your body, you have this spiral of negative thoughts, you cannot help yourself and you cannot help others just through the way you are looking.
Yeah, because everything we are created from the outside, it's not true. So for me now, it's also everything what I'm wearing now. This is who I am. But so many years, I wear something what fits good from the outside, or these expensive bags, or all the things we want to have at girls, at women. But when we have it, it's empty. And for me, it's very important to come, or this was also my past, to know who I am and to express it, and also with our clothes and then with our jewelry, and really don't buy it because this is in to have, or the people saying now you are someone because you are wearing this. No, but for me it was also the way to find out who I am. And at some point I was also wearing all the day the same t-shirt, and I was not interested to look pretty anymore. But I think this is also part of the process. But as a woman we also carry a lot of shame, so this is also not. This is also an energetic scene, because this is not from this life. This is also from so many generations before, and we don't allow yourself or also to be naked. So it is very healing practice for every woman to also start at home. So be just naked and feel safe being naked. So because so often we are hiding ourselves in this beautiful clothes because we want to hide who we are, and we were also conditioned that we are not right how we are. And if we see ourselves naked, and at some point not going out naked, but going in nature and and jumping into the river and being one naked, and then you feel this feels so natural, and then you activate another archetype of yourself. So you activate another part of your woman, because you all the time you live one identity, but you are so many identities. And in this moment when you feel, wow, I can be naked and I'm so beautiful because I can do whatever I can do, I can dance and I can feel freely. But of course at the beginning also having this fear what say the other people, but even then go through it, and this will be an act of freedom, and also an act to cultivate being safe in your body, because you are beautiful in every moment. Also when you're crying, you are beautiful and you are magical, and allow yourself to be naked.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I think the way you are saying that when you are doing these things that looks a little bit normal, like spend more time naked, really is not about spending more time naked. It's something energetically that it's shifting.
Yeah.
Like for me, I start sleeping naked, but this happens like 2 weeks ago. When I went to sleep, I felt like I don't need any more clothes. Yeah. And now I'm spending my half of the morning I'm naked, because of course I'm waking up and I'm drinking my tea, and I actually like now I start meditating naked. Yeah. And I was wondering what's happening with me. I used to, because you know what's happening before, when I was spending my time naked, never, but when I was going to the shower and I was looking in the mirror, my eyes and my mind was only focused on negativity. Like, oh my God, look at my belly. Oh my God, look at my... And so I was keep, even that I was naked going to the shower and the mirror was there, I was looking at myself with such a critical eye. I couldn't, like, how can I be naked and then what? I'm looking in another direction, because when I'm looking at myself, I don't like myself. So this is actually a very conscious practice and healing practice, to spend time with you naked, and love yourself and accept yourself.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, you shift your energy, because we can also only attract from outside also a man or somebody who really loves us when we really love ourselves. And this is not when we look in the mirror and say, oh, I'm ugly or something like this. But this is, of course, something you have to do over days, over months, over years. And at some point you are at this moment when you can free yourself and say, wow, I'm beautiful, and with every part I am. And also when we women are in our period, our body is shifting every month, in this rhythm. And when we are in our period, our belly is bloated, but to accept, wow, I'm beautiful, I'm bleeding, I'm one with nature, and I love my belly even if it's bloated or something like this, because I am alive, and this is, I'm not a robot and every day the same. No, I'm like nature. Sometimes I'm winter, sometimes I'm summer, and I enjoy my own seasons. And this is also so because we are not every day the same, and loving ourselves when we are also in our winter season.
Yeah, that's amazing. We have this mentality of us that we should look perfect and be perfect, and this perfection, it's something that it's like a burden, right? Because we want to be perfect for our partners, we want to be the perfect girlfriend, let's go home fast and cook for him, wash from him, do everything for him, then perfect from our family, not to tell them the truth, perfect from our boss, not to do everything. But then you don't have time for yourself when you want to be so perfect, because this perfection, it's actually, I think, a big burden for our society. Because when you accept that nothing is perfect, and it's okay, you can have mistakes, you can make mistakes. I remember myself when I was doing a mistake to a friend, like I was late to an event, or I was saying something bad, because of course I'm normal, I'm a normal human being. Sometimes I'm saying things that maybe they are not good for, or I'm having like not appropriate reactions, and then I see my friends that are upset on me, and then I'm like, oh my god, I did such a bad thing, and immediately the rejection fear comes. Oh my god, I said these words to, even that I didn't have any bad intention, but this is the way the words came up, so the next thing, you are feeling rejected. And it happens to me so many times with my friends, like, oh my god, because I said this, or I did this, or I didn't have the energy to go to their event, even that I promised, they will reject me. And actually it's not truth, because I had this fear of rejection because I'm not perfect, and every time when I was having this fear, actually I was rejected. Even that I was struggling to be the perfect in everything. My relationships, my job, my career, everything should be like perfect. But then when I released this fear of rejection, it was such a release. Because now I can be myself, and sometimes I can be perfect, or sometimes a project can be okay, but sometimes no. But it's, I'm not feeling bad anymore. And if people can understand, this is perfect, and what I'm seeing, that because I release this burden and the need of perfection, people are more relaxed with me.
Because you show up as you are, and this is like an energy, this is no lie anymore, and people see that you are in the power. But if you are always in this good girl modality, or you want to have everything perfect, then you are also say so oft sorry, and you shrink all the time. You are shrinking yourself because you want to fit in something where you don't belong. And when you put your power back and say, no, I put myself on the first so this is when everything is starts shifting, because we were also conditioned or learned that this is selfish, but
Exactly,
the most and powerful thing as a woman you can do is to put yourself first. Also, then your whole family or whoever you are with, everything is shifting, because they say they feel your energy, and now you are not from serving from an empty cup, because when you put yourself first, you do things like what is good for you, and then you shift your whole frequency, because now you are serving, or you're being with your family, or with your friends, not from a state like, oh, I don't want this, but I have to press myself in the situation. No, you are coming in an overflowed state, and you are there with abundance, and everything is shifting, and the people will totally different. You have totally different reaction, and also totally different people will be drawn to you, because your power is now visible, and before you are shrinking to fit in something, and also people will not respect you and this person you are on the inside. So because you don't allow, everything is starting with allowance. Allow yourself to be in your own rhythm and say no when it doesn't fit, because this is so powerful. The powerful things we can do is saying no and to hold it and not being having a fear to be rejected, but go through this fear and then you see, okay, something my power, I have a little bit of my power back because I allow myself to say no when it doesn't fit for myself. And
I love this word power, because for women, like, to hold the power, it's something so I think when I used to think about power, the first thing that came to my mind, it was career. Every time I was connecting this, stepping into your power, I should build a career. I couldn't understand something more about power. How should I step in my power? It's the career, the money. This is it. This is the success, the fame. What is the power? And now we are speaking about power. For a woman, you mentioned, stay with the feeling of rejection and take your power back. Say no and take your power back. Have boundaries and take your power back, right? So the power actually is not about what we have outside. It's not about the career. It's not about perfection. It's not about money. It's about our inner world and how we manage to actually love ourselves and stay connected with our queen inside of us, right? For me, the queen, because you mentioned that we have many archetypes or many roles as a woman. So one of my favorite archetypes, there are two actually, the wild woman that you are embodying here today and the queen woman. And there are these two archetypes. I was resonating with them so much because I think I'm shifting between them. Sometimes I'm very wild and sometimes I'm the queen. And the queen, actually, the archetype of the queen taught me how to come back to my center, to look, with this perspective. Where is my energy going? To what situation? To what person? To what project? And then come back to my center and, come back to my power. This is a very nice exercise and very beautiful thing that when you are imagining this power concept, coming back again to your center like a queen, no? Because if you see the queen, right? You also have this with the queen. And you are saying in your stories, like, take your throne. Sit on your throne. I know this is very... How are you seeing the queen archetype? How are you embodying it?
I think the queen archetype was the last archetype I really embodied, because before I have to go through the other archetypes, because the queen is somebody, like you mentioned, who observe before she do something. So she's just there and have an overview, and she's somebody who is inviting and somebody who is totally independent, but not from a state that she's not in neediness. She knows who she are, and she sit on her throne, and not from the perspective she is better than you. No, she know who she is, and she is fully in her power. She know her inner wealth, because you mentioned also power is like building a career, building like something. No, for me it's also to building to coming back to your inner wealth. And this is also the queen, because when you are in this queen, then you unlocked all your inner wealth, because you know who you are, you know your soul gifts, you know how powerful you are as a woman, that you can see in between, that you can channel, that you have so many psychic abilities which are not fit in our society, but which is your power. And if you really activate the unseen part of you, then you're also stepping into this queen, because you know that you are in this world, but also in between, because you receive, you get information, and you can only receive what is really important for your next step or your path if you are just in the being mode, and the being, observing, and not in this totally I have to react, because in our normal day-to-day life, we all the time don't give ourselves the permission to just be. And from this state we observe, and then we take the decision, or just we invite. It's like we open a space, and there it's like can entering everything what is for us, but we are coming from one to the other, and don't allow ourselves to just be and sit on our throne and just feel how beautiful we are, how powerful we are.
Yeah, that's amazing.
For me, is the queen someone who is inviting, and she is so wise and activated all her power and her and know that she don't have to that she have nothing to prove. Just by her being, she is the queen.
Enough. She is enough.
Yeah,
actually,
enough.
if you are looking at movies, right?
Yeah.
And if you are looking at movies with queens, actually one of my favorite series, and when I was younger, I watched Game of Thrones, and I really in the series of Game of Thrones are many queens there. So castles and their attitude and everything, and the dragons and everything. I really love that series. And sometimes when I was embodying the queen archetype, I went back there with my mind, like I know what I'm doing. Very strategic mind, very like protective with your own energy, like not give too much, hold your space, not go in fear if someone is rejecting yours or the things are not going your way. It's like a very nice to embody different archetypes. For me, it's my favorite game to play. It's my favorite game to play because it's so much fun, like when you discover that you can embody so many roles and archetypes as a woman. Also the wise woman, also the lover. There are so many things that you can tap in yourself and unlock, and then embody and see how you can shift everything from this perspective. And what about the wild woman? Because for me, if I'm looking at you, you are totally the wild woman. Like you mentioned, I wanted to go in the forest and anything with what are you doing with your classes? So you are channeling light language. So she's in her classes with light language. She's also playing loud music. So it feels like a very wild session for the people and the group session. Yeah, I'm referring. So how about how did you embody the wild woman? How did you accept this archetype, and how is it for you now?
Yeah, so the wild woman started in nature. So when I allow myself, I just go into the forest and allow myself to go barefoot. I think also for a woman, it's the best thing you can start doing is take your time, maybe a half hour, and just going barefoot on the grass. Because then you are really connected. With wearing plastic or something, you don't feel how the earth is nurturing you and how you are one with the earth. And this is the first step to step into the wild woman, to allow yourself to put your high heels, your shoes away, and just walk barefoot. And this is also at the beginning so filled with rejection or something like this, because we were thinking, what are the people around saying? Because wearing barefoot at some of a period in our history was the one who has no money, so not having shoes. So, and this was also coming up when I started wearing barefoot, and people were looking at me and saying, they were thinking, why is she going barefoot? Is she poor, or what is happening with her? And no, this is the beginning to reconnect with Mother Earth again, going barefoot. And then you feel, it feels good, and maybe I go through the mud, or maybe I touch different grounds, and then I feel that something is activated, and we do this when we are children. So we love going into nature barefoot when we are children, and to really activate this wild woman is it's like, what is a wild woman for you? A wild woman is someone who also is fully in her power. So every time it goes back to fully our power, because she knows she can protect herself in every situation, and she knows who she is, and she is one with nature, and her tribe, her soul, her gods who are with her are also the trees, the animals. And then this is also when we activate the wild woman, we come back to being with trees, with nature, with animals, and we find ourselves, we don't have to talk all the time, we can just be and activate this part of the wild woman by being in nature with animals, and allow ourselves to express the wildness. And also my piercings and my tattoos. I did this, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. So before, I did not wear the jewelries I wear now. No, I was totally fit into the society and looked totally different. But then at some point, this was like an expression from the inside out.
Yeah.
Because I find my spirit guide is an eagle, and every time when I see the eagle, I feel also like wild, but also like a queen. and and then I had my first tattoo like the eagle, and it was like the meaning.
Can I see?
I allow myself to spread my wings, and also to be one with the moon in cycles, in rhythm. And this is also how we activate the wild woman, when we reconnect with the moon, because the moon is also, sometimes the moon is hiding, like when we are in our period, we're going back, we are more in our introspective space, and then we're going outside, like the full moon, full in this abundance. And when we allow ourselves to really come back to nature and do all these rituals, and also with flowers and with crystals, then we activate the wild woman, because the wild woman is someone who is totally connected with nature and the channel in between, so connected also with heaven, with earth, and she is the one who brings this into this world.
Yes, I love it. So beautiful. I want to end this conversation, this sacred space that we created together here today, by inviting you to pull a card for our woman that is watching. And also, I want you to tell people exactly what are you doing, to invite them to follow you, or maybe to tell a little bit more about your programs, or how can women that are watching us and are inspired by this story can be helped by you, guided by you, to unlock everything that we discussed today here, to unlock their potential, their gifts, and to tap in these magic worlds, to become channelers in between, to see the unseen, and everything that you mentioned here is so beautiful. So let's start with the card.
Okay. It is present, the sweetness of being.
I love it.
Experiencing divinity.
Divinity.
Yeah, that's all what we are talking about.
Exactly.
Being just being. As a woman, we can allow ourselves to just be. And when we start being, then we start receiving. And we were so conditioned that we have to learn something. But to coming to our gifts and who we truly are, and at some point to embody our mission, is nothing we learn. It's just by letting everything go, by being, by surrender, and activate what is dormant. So it's an inner activation which is remembered and not learned. And when we activate all our different archetypes and really work with ourselves, at some point there is just this surrendering, and then we activate our gifts, and then we know, oh, that's why I came. And then we start to embodying our mission. And then it's also when we don't have to put ourselves in jobs where our energy is drained. No, we can create we can create this mission and embody our mission fully. And at the end, or not in the end, but by doing this, or by being who we are, we also start to activate our outer worlds, because we allow ourselves to live in our inner worlds, to be who we are, and then outer worlds will receive. So we get paid of being us.
I love this. Close your eyes and imagine this. You are paid by being you. We can transform it into a perfect affirmation. I am paid just by being me. Let's feel this together. I am paid just being myself. Feel so aligned with me.
Yes, and that's who we are as women. We can activate our gifts, our power, and then we jump in our mission. And this is how we create also money flow, because just by being who we truly are, by creating, we are here beings of creating, and we are creating while we are being in our true nature. And yeah, this is magical, and this is then when the magic starts, because at the beginning we think, oh, how can I find 5 minutes to do something, and then it's ending at some point, oh, this is who I am, and now also I create my, I can find, or I the money flow is coming back, because I allow myself to be in my self-worth and worth, and to activate everything what is there. So yeah, and this is such a magical experience, because we allow ourselves to be to see that we are magic, and then magic mirrors us on the outside. And then we are in this play, so in this beautiful play of living this life, and in all our different parts, let it be relationship or money or something. And when we shift ourselves energetically, we are in this different parts of our life totally different, and then we attract what really belongs to us, and what we all knows that this is me. But it's a long part to go there, but it could also be a shortcut if you really committed yourself, or really be in devotion to activate, to find yourself back. And then it could also be so fast, because there is no time. There is you can jump timelines. It depends on you, what you allow yourself to what is the permission to really jump into. So yeah,
what you're allowing yourself to experience, and also on what your nervous system can handle. If your nervous system can handle money, abundance, and being paid by being you, then you can have it. Because for me, doing like more practical thing about abundance, I wanted to create more abundance. Then I was imagining myself like adolescent, and I went to my inner adolescent and I give her a lot of money. And my adolescent got so scared. He's like, why are you giving me so much money? I don't like, well, why? What are you doing? I should work. And then the thought came, I should work hard for this money. How are you coming to give me this money, you know? And then what happened, like from my subconscious mind, I saw that this is my programming. To have money means to work hard for it. Even that someone will give me like a gift, I cannot receive it. Even that we, all of us, thinking that I should win, I want, my dream is to win a big ticket at the lottery. Even that we are winning, you know. If our nervous system cannot hold that amount of money, like us being paid more, us being rich, we cannot. So this is actually also an embodiment practice. So for me, this is what I did. This is the way I healed this part. Going back many times to my inner adolescent and give her money.
Yeah, and it's never about the money. It's never about the money. It's the woman who you become, who can hold this money, and to allow herself to really receive. And to become this woman. And this is the journey. The journey is the journey of becoming who you are. And this is by being in this beautiful allowance to receive money, or do like practical tips. I also started I think so many years ago, when I started with this abundance mindset, and also with the allow money, I deserve a lot of money. And then I start going out. So I put in my wallet, I think 1,500 euro, and every day I go out, I had my wallet and go to my daily life with this money. And at the beginning, I was every day afraid that someone is taking my bag, or someone, because I never went out with so many money all the day. And to hold this money, and this sounds
it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, I will do this.
How long does it take that you feel safe with having so much money in your pocket? And this is also a thing, you're becoming a different woman, because you feel safe with money, and not also with money, but also to receive a compliment. So often when two women meet and someone say, oh, your dress is beautiful, so often we can't really receive and say, oh, thank you. No, we find, oh yeah, but your hair is so beautiful, and then we don't really receive. We in this moment we give it immediately back.
We mirroring, like, because it's a protection mechanism, right? Because in that moment you're like, oh, you're beautiful, your dress is beautiful, oh, thank you, I like it so much. I feel amazing in this dress. I don't know the way you can express what are you feeling. But usually I'm also noticing that you look so beautiful. This is old. It's not so important. I don't like it so much. You like it? You can have it. I don't like
and
it.
You make it smaller. So every time you're so conditioned to make us smaller in every situation. And to shrink. But we can say, thank you so much. And then
expand, right? Expand. When you're receiving a compliment, expand in the compliment. This is a woman that it's really embodied, that a woman that embodied the energy. When you receive something, expand in receiving. Because the more you expand in receiving in compliments, money, if someone who pays you a coffee, even a friend, expand in that and say, yes, I'm receiving with my heart
and
open.
Enjoy this moment.
Enjoy.
Feel when you are in this expansion moment, how does it feel?
And
then you feel, wow, you are powerful.
I can hold. He paid my coffee, I can hold it.
And in this moment, the magic has happened because you attract more situations like this, because this is also the proof to the universe, you can embody this woman who receives from the outside this words what she already is.
I want to share something beautiful because 2 days ago was my birthday. So usually in my birthday I was with someone, like a partner, and I was waking up and putting all the pressure on them, on my family also, on the people outside. So today is my birthday, I will just do nothing and they will shower me with love. So this was my before. But guess what? People are busy. Sometimes they are not taking so much time. They are not putting so much effort to celebrate you. Because the question is, are you putting effort to celebrate you? So this year, what I did. So I went to the market. I bought flour. I put mandalas on the floor. I created beautiful mandalas on the floors. And then I did a manifestation ritual. And then I prepared my cacao. And then I bought candles and I was dancing. I danced all the morning, celebrating myself, and I felt so happy. Like I felt so much happiness unlocking from myself, celebrating myself in such a profound way. First time when I'm doing this by myself, not waiting to receive anything from outside, but really, really, really creating inside of me that joy. And because I started my day like this, then I had a dinner celebration and it was so much fun. Like the energy of joy exploded. And all the feedback that I received from my guests, they were like saying, I felt myself and I felt seen. I felt so much bliss and joy. And I didn't stress with it. I didn't just, let's have a dinner, let's have a meditation together, but then let's see how this dinner will unfold. And we had so much fun. And I knew for sure it is because in the morning, I celebrate myself so much. I just, felt that energy of joy and celebration, and then I share it with all the people. So this is such a beautiful thing of, how you can embody your own energy, own your own energy
and
as a woman.
Celebrate yourself.
And celebrate yourself.
On your birthday. Imagine what happens if you do this every morning.
I was thinking,
celebrating yourself and set this intention. Because this is, so setting an intention and how you start your day. This is how you open the field. So energetically you are open to field and inviting what comes in. And this is also very feminine and allowing yourself to own your throne, because you are setting you are doing what is needed, and then you just invite that it comes back to you. So celebrate yourself, and this is so
celebrate yourself. This is the way we can end this beautiful conversation that we had together, like a reminder. Celebrate yourself. And thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me in this beautiful conversation. I will put all your contact details in the YouTube description or your Instagram and everything. If you have something to share with the people, they will be, I think, happy to see and dive in more deep in what are you doing. Thank you for all the advices and beautiful stories. Yay, it was a pleasure. Thank you. Namaste. I'm Sandra, and see you next time.